What's up, Noita community? How's it going, guys? Today's video is something that I haven't experienced in my 7,000 hours of Noita, but there was one of our newer community members. His name is, his username, his alias is ZizFizziks. And he actually stopped by my live stream because, as you guys know, most days I'm playing Noita, usually pretty late into the night. And this new guy, one of the newer guys, stopped by and was talking about how he ran into a crazy seed in Noita and he didn't understand why, but some crazy stuff started to happen. He wanted to know why it happened, and it sounded a little bit crazy. And new guys, sometimes they get a little bit lost and they don't understand. You know, maybe they wandered into like where a boss spawns and they think that it was some crazy mob, but by the description of what he had experienced, I was like, okay, there's a chance what you just experienced in Noita is probably one of the truest and most pure forms of being Noita'd. And as you can see right here, it is happening on screen. Yes, this seed was discovered by ZizFizziks, a newer player. He said it was around his 80th run that he had done in Noita. He went back and got the seed just to send to me so that I could check it out and see what exactly had occurred. But it's a pretty insane seed. Okay, that's unlucky that that happened at that exact same moment. That's just very, very unlucky. But anyways, focus up here. This may be the deadliest, or at least one of the deadliest seeds in all of Noita. Basically what this is it's a seed where there is a greater treasure chest that is located in a spot that is next to two enemies that are aggressive to each other. So they start a fight with each other, immediately opening the greater treasure chest. And in that chest, there is a flask of monstrous powder, which is one of the rarest materials in the game. It is a flask that spawns bosses. And I'll show you a little bit more about that in 1 second, but let me start the seed again just to show you how consistently dangerous it is. Now, the amount of bosses that spawn can vary a little bit, but basically it is guaranteeing that a flask is going to break. And when that flask breaks, it's just going to spawn bosses. And I always tell new players when they're playing the game, they're like, oh, I was getting so unlucky, or just whatever. Like, they just feel like Noita, you know, they just don't quite think you can anticipate the bad stuff that's going to happen. But I always try to reassure them that Noita, yes, there's a lot of randomness going on, but every seed can be a god run. Like, every seed is very winnable. Now, I'm not saying that this seed here is not winnable, but I cannot confidently say that if I was to be given this seed and know nothing about it, I'm not sure I would come out of the first zone alive. The only counter move I can think of here is just run for your life the moment you see those bosses spawn. But this is an actual seed in Noita. I will have it in the description below, but let me show you exactly what is occurring there okay, so I have a seed changer on right now. That's how I was able to experience the same seed over and over. But let me turn on something called Cheat GUI. This will allow me to kind of manipulate things a little bit so I can give you a better look at what's happening here. So I'm going to go ahead and give myself the perks More Love. Because what'll happen is with more love affects like the whole world in Noita, that is, and it makes these enemies that are near each other that are aggressive, they're causing that chest to open. So by putting more love out there, they're no longer aggressive towards each other. So the chest is now sitting there. This is where people tend to, like, you know, argue about, like, if you were Noita'd, is it your fault? Like, if you open a chest that has monstrous powder and then you proceed to use the monstrous powder and it gets you killed, is that being like Noita'd or whatever? Now obviously it's just it's slang, whatever, but is it truly that you were like, you know, nothing you could have done? Well, the reality is you kind of your curiosity got the best of you and got you killed, but you could have just waited to a more safe situation before testing what it was. So it is still kind of your fault. But in this seed here, you don't get the option. It just gets opened whether you like it or not. Oh, it's right here above me. So I gave out the more love perk using cheat GUI so that these guys would not be angry with each other. Hopefully I can get here in one piece. There it is. There is the great chest. And you may notice it has slightly different visuals than a regular treasure chest. But if you don't play a lot, it's not uncommon for this to go unrecognized. I've talked about the greater treasure chest, the great treasure chest in many of my past runs. It is a really exciting thing to find in Noita because it can contain some of the most rare stuff in the whole game, stuff that people don't even know it exists. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this, and real quickly I'm gonna try to pick up these flasks before they break. But it actually drops 3 flasks. 2 of them are filled with urine, which many of you I think are aware that urine exists. But yes, there's 2 piss flasks, which we're not interested in those right now. But the third one is monstrous powder, and this is the flask that is so dangerous. This flask right here contains mini bosses. The reason that you're seeing like just 2 or 3 is because whenever the flask breaks, depending on how the material disperses, that material that disperses, if you spread it out more, it'll spawn more bosses. So for example, I'm gonna hold this monstrous powder and I'm gonna kind of spread it a bit. You'll see that I'm getting way more bosses in this way. So that's why you'll notice if you end up trying out the seed, why you get such variance with the bosses spawning in. So there it is. It was just a crazy seed that ZizFizziks came across. And in my 7,000 hours of Noita, while I am aware of this material existing, I only hear about it, right? It's like lightning striking. I've never just been playing in my own run and doing just a regular run and came across it like ZizFizziks did. So ZizFizziks, I can say with you know 100% confidence, you were Noited. That run was pretty cursed. But with that said, it is a beatable run, but I'm not confident that I would do it first try. It would take probably a couple attempts till I pulled it off. But there it is, guys. Check out this seed if you get the chance. Remember that this anytime there's updates in Noita, which haven't been happening as often lately, they can change past seeds. So this seed right here currently is functioning as it is on the Epilogue 2 update. If one day, maybe years from now, who knows, we get an Epilogue 3 update, that could make it where this seed, that if you replay this seed, it may have a different outcome. It may not even have a greater treasure chest, depending on how what kind of changes they've made in the game. The reason I point that out is because if you go looking up monstrous powder seeds, you will find other people in the past that have come across this very rare material, but you may try it now and that won't be the case. This is 100% the first Epilogue 2 monstrous powder that I've seen, and again, I've never found it in my own run, just ones that I've seen posted online, but I haven't seen anybody talk about monstrous powder in maybe over 1,000 hours of Noita. So it's good to see that this crazy seed is still out there. Well, I guess it's good. I think it's good. I think it's fun. But yeah, some new guys out there are getting cursed with it and running into it, confused as heck on what just occurred. But there you go. There's the insane Noita seed that somebody dropped by my stream this week. So thanks for stopping by the vid. More vids coming soon. Deuces.